Hill Country. Hey Pack, welcome back. We're out here in the Hill Country, as Jared and I were just saying. We're out here in Wimberley, Texas, which is located in Hill Country. And we've been building a lot out here in Fredericksburg, and Blanco, and Fisher, Canyon Lake, San Antonio's an hour south, Austin's an hour north. We're right in the middle of the mix. And right behind us, we have an amazing building. What do you think, Jared?
I think it's awesome. It's another black and white, but it's a showstopper. We actually had one customer stop by and look at it, and I think he's working with Argenis now.
And speaking of Argenis, of the Alpha Wolves, he sold this one right behind us, and his future client saw it, looked amazing, of course, and we went to go check it out, and they're in the process of getting that started. So shout out to Argenis from the Alpha Wolves. Congrats on another sale, and congrats on another amazing building. We have a 40 wide, 60 long, 16 feet to the eaves with a 612 pitch. That is really steep, making the peak at 26 feet. But something that gives you that wow factor is these 14 by 14 overhead doors. Let's check them out. Now, this is an awesome design. We have the panel vertical on each panel, on each horizontal panel, and of course, we have the smoke out window panels, and then it comes with automatic openers. Beep, beep.
I in fact do not come with the building.
Jared did not come with the building, but yeah, the client does not have power yet. That's why we can't connect the openers yet. But as you can see, these are 14 by 14 open frame outs. As I was saying, this is a non-insulated overhead door, but the client is going to insulate them later on in his process.
The thing with this is he purchased the non-insulated overhead doors. He is going to insulate them, but that does come with a little bit of changes. So he's going to actually have to change out some of the spring tension on the door, because it does add weight to the door, right? So it needs a little bit more reinforced spring tension.
That's good to know, Jared. Awesome. Speaking of insulation, this is a 2-inch on the walls, 3 inches on the roof, all closed cell, and that is very important for this Texas heat, right, Jerry?
Oh yeah. I was talking to the customer actually right before we were recording. He just left, and he was telling me that it's almost a night and day difference. Right now, we have the doors open, the walk-in doors, everything's open, but he's saying that when everything's closed, you can feel the big difference on the climate outside versus inside.
Speaking of climate, there was a huge hailstorm, right?
Yeah, so actually around, I think last week, there was a huge hailstorm that was blowing out a bunch of car windows, and just causing damage in general. And the customer actually told me he came running to the building. He was like, man, I just got it. He was kind of concerned, and he said I walked all over the building. He thought, some of the windows were gonna be blown out. But I think the biggest thing that helped it is, the spray foam. The spray foam, when you get that spray foam and it bonds to your panels, it really stiffens them up.
Especially this 26 gauge, right?
Well, 26 gauge plus 2 inch.
Plus 2 inches.
3 inches on the roof. I mean, it definitely helps to strengthen up your panels.
Yeah. And speaking of windows, we do have 8 insulated, double pane, 36 by 36 windows, right, Jared?
I do have to make sure. Eric's known to not be the best at counting, but from the looks of it, we got 8.
Yeah, we do have it.
Have these 2 3x7 steel doors. So the customer put them one on the front and one on the back here. He's actually gonna finish the back out. I think this last 20 feet to be his office space. Yeah. So we actually did this building for Wimberley Towing out here in Wimberley. You know, we kind of worked with him to, you know, set up the spacing of everything, all the windows. But yeah, he's gonna finish it out, all offices back here, and you know, these 2 big doors to let in his tow trucks.
As you can see right behind our cameraman, Carlos, something that I do wanna talk about when me and Abdul were out here is this U-trim that we apply. From our last video, all of this was exposed. So what the U-trim does was, its function is, it covers up that 4x4 post. If we do not put this, all you will see will be exposed red iron. Something that we always do at WolfSteel buildings. And goes perfectly with this notch detail. See, the purpose of this notch detail is not just for the water to seep in, but it also serves as a function for these track systems that go on your overhead doors. We're about to transition into the concrete. We will talk about the approach. We will talk about the concrete foundation that's supporting this structure, and I'll have Jared take that away.
So pretty much what we did here, we did a 36 wide by 20 foot deep approach. And that's just pretty much so the customer, he's gonna be driving tow trucks in here, right? So that's why he did these big 14 by 14 overhead doors on the front. So pretty much we usually do a 14 by 20 approach per door. But since they were so close together, we didn't want to leave like a gap of, you know, road base here. So what we ended up doing was just a complete 36 wide, 20 foot deep approach. From there, if you look at the back over here on the drop off, we actually had to bring in 140 yards of road base, right, to fill all this in and, you know, get it nice, compacted, and level for the concrete guys to come in. So pretty much with the 140 yards of road base that we brought in, your 36 by 20 approach off the front, we have a 5-inch slab in the center, your 12 by 18 external footer with your 5 cross internal beams, and your 2 by 2 boxes. Well, before we do any spray foam, one of the biggest things we actually require, we don't leave it as an option, is we do foam gap enclosures all around. It's corrugated metal, right? So there's always gonna be a little bit of a raise where you'll have a little bit of a gap, right? Now with that gap, when you're spray foaming, you can have some oozing out of your building. So we actually require, when you're getting spray foam, to purchase those gap enclosures. Just to make sure you don't have any oozing, because if it oozes onto your sheet metal, it can get nasty.
It can get nasty. And actually Abdul did an amazing educational video on this subject with this building also. So please check out that video here. The link will be right here on top of my screen. Please check it out. Again, Pack, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and leave some comments on there.
Guys, thank you for joining us on this video. Shout out to, again, our Genesis and the Alpha Wolf sales team, you know, making this dream a reality for our customer, Wimberley Towing.
If you're in need of any towing services or roadside assistance or light equipment hauling in the areas of Canyon Lake, Blanco, Kyle, San Antonio, and Austin, make sure to check out Wimberley Towing. Our client information will be appearing on the screen, and his website will be linked in the description as well. Give Wimberley Towing a call for all your towing needs. Again, shout out to our Genesis and the sales team. If you have any questions or want to know about quoting and pricing, please give him a shout out. His information will be on the screen. Again, Pack, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and leave us your comments. That way we can help you create a better content channel regarding metal buildings. Anything you want to say, Jared?
This is Jared and Eric signing out from Hill Country.
Hill Country.